Hey guys, Galucia here, and today trying something a little bit different. Civilization 5. Booyah. Gandhi.
Greetings, President Gandhi, great-souled leader of India.
I don't want to be
You are
Gandhi.
the ruler of one of the
Well, I
oldest
get war
countries in the
elephants. Those are
world, with
cool.
history stretching back almost 10,000 years.
Whatever, stop talking to me, sir. Okay, so here we are. um, I just recently started playing this game. I've only actually played through it twice. I won both times, but it's insanely fun. It's very rewarding and let's call it satisfying. um, there's a ton of stuff to do in the game, and I don't know if you're a big strategy guy, and I am a big strategy guy. I love any game that requires a level of strategy. Then it's definitely for you, and it's got a little bit of everything with the city building and the troops. You can have different types of victories. I guess I could give you guys a little bit of a rundown for those of you that are unaware. So you're basically, obviously, we started out with Gandhi, so that's our nation, and well, Gandhi's not our nation, but yeah, you get the idea. And we had settlers and warriors, two extremely basic units to start us out, and so this is what we're left with. We founded our capital. Typically, where they start you is the best place to just plant your settlers right away. And I would agree with that because we have a hill, we have stone, we have spices. There's some animals down here as we grow. So it's going to be awesome. So we start out with just a population of 1 because we started out with settlers, and that's a population of 1. And over time, that's going to go up. Right now, it's going to take 8 turns. That's what that is, for us to reach a population of 2. And the more the population grows, then the more our area of control can grow, and all kinds of stuff. Right now, the only building we can make in the very, very beginning is a monument, which is going to increase our culture, which is good because culture is needed for adopting policies, which we'll get into that in a little bit later. We're also extremely limited in the types of units that we can make. But we're going to start out with a worker unit. I always start out with a worker unit because the worker units are what's going to build the things that are going to help you to gather this stuff. So, for example, right here we have this forest, and it's got spices, and it tells you right in the thing that it requires calendar to actually utilize that, which will be researched pretty quickly. It's one of the earlier things you can research. And so we're going to use our workers to build a plantation on here to harvest the spice. So that's what's going on. So to start off, our workers, because that's going to take 14 turns right off the bat. So that'll keep them busy for a while. While we're working on the city, we have this one small group of warriors. So they're going to be kind of going out to explore, to get rid of this fog of war so we can see what's going on around us. Hopefully discover some things that might help us. Hopefully meet some of the other players, albeit them computer players, but some of the other players. There's also city states. There's a bunch of stuff. So to start off, these are the 4 choices that we have. And I'm going to say mining, since there's a hill right next to us. That'll increase our production, which will help the city either build faster or make units faster, whatever. So if we were more focused on the population, then pottery would probably be the best way to go. But I want to be able to produce things faster, so we're going to start with mining for that. And to start off, it's definitely going to be slow, seeing as how you only have 1 unit and you only have 1 city. But, you know, it is what it is. If you're wondering why... Ooh, look at that. There's some gems over there. If you're wondering why I can only move 1 space where before I can move 2, it's because I had to cross a river. So depending on your terrain, like if I was to go into this forest here, that would limit me to 1. Whereas if I was just passing through like a plain like here, then I can move 2 spaces. You'll notice the years go by. They go by pretty quick now. Every turn is 40 years. The closer you get to modern time, the closer it is to being like a year by year instead of such a giant leap. But right now, since we start at 4000 BC, it starts off pretty big gaps. Oh, see? Look, there's some ruins up there. We discovered those, so we can start. She wants to tell me about the ruins. Shut up, lady. So now we can head up to the ruins, and we might get something awesome from that. So it's nice to try to find stuff like that early on, because it's going to be so beneficial to us at a later date. Next turn. Booyah. Advanced weapons found in the ruins. So see that? So we started off with a regular warrior group, but now they've turned into spearmen, and spearmen are a lot better, and no one else in this map that we've yet to discover is going to have spearmen. Everyone's going to be at the same place. They're going to all have warriors. So say if we come across a embankment? If we come across an encampment of barbarians or something like that, we'll be a lot more likely to be able to take them out, because now we have this advanced unit. So that's actually pretty awesome. And I like to go out maybe like no more than 10 spaces and then kind of like circle around the city just so we can see what's in the immediate area. Also, see, bam, natural wonder found. Now output if worked, 2 gold and 3 science. So there you go. We just increased our happiness because we discovered that awesomeness. Big giant crater. I'm gonna have to put a city near that later. So yeah, the other thing I'm doing while I'm moving around the generalized area is looking for potential places to put my next city. After I create my workers, depending on where I'm sitting at the time, I may do one other thing before that, but pretty soon after, I'll make my next group of settlers, which takes away one of your populations, because it takes one population to make it. So you have to have at least 2, because you need a population for your own city. So I'll be making a group of settlers, hopefully in the somewhat near future. So you don't want to... so you want to be able to search the perimeter and clear out some of these hexes to figure out where a city is going to be, especially since as these... Yes, awesome. Minor victory. I'll take a minor victory. Especially since as the cities grow, they'll eventually, our area of control will connect. Eventually, like, if I made one here, then the area of control would end and there'd be the space where we don't control it, but eventually they'll grow and it'll connect as one large area, and that's how you really get to start growing an actual nation.
The meek shall inherit the earth.
I love the
not
quotes
its
that they throw at you.
rewards.
It's good stuff. Okay. Taking on these guys. Now, they're in a defensive position. They're fortified. So that's why even though I have better units, it was still a tough battle. But obviously, we won out. Next time, I should be able to wipe them out completely. So that's what's up. All right. So we got that done. Now we have a few different things we can choose from than we did before, because everything's done in a tree. I'll show you that real quick. So here's the research tree, and it goes forever. But so we did mining, so now we can also learn masonry and bronze work. So it's kind of depends on what you feel is more important. You know, like I said before, we want calendar. I also want trapping because there's some animals in the distance, but I don't have control of that area yet. So I think the most important thing next would be calendar. Masonry is really good because of the walls, especially if you're going to be going for a military victory. Walls early on are nice for defense, and bronze working is nice because I can make more spearmen. The barracks, which make you... So both of these are really good for a military victory, especially early on. But pottery is going to help us grow our population and lead us to calendar, so that's what we're going to be working on. Next turn. Hopefully, you guys don't mind the little bit of a break that I'm going to be taking on my channel from my normal videos, because I really wanted to do something for Civ 5. We got 40 gold. It's pretty sweet, especially early on. That's double our money. But But yeah. Ooh, and look. Okay, that striped thing there, that is the outlying border of a city-state. City-states are different than the actual nations. City-states aren't
We
gonna.
have a unit that is on the verge of being destroyed.
You'll have a unit that is on the edge of blah, 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 blah. Okay. City-states. Oh, I just promoted them, by the way. There was 2 selections. You can either make them 20% better at flat land, like deserts and plains, or in rough terrain, like hills and forests and stuff like that. But since there seems to be a lot of flat land, I chose that. Or you could just instantly heal them. But they'll heal over time, and I don't anticipate being in any other skirmishes anytime soon. So anyway, city-states are only going to be a single city. They're not going to grow and make multiple cities like the nations will. And they can also, boom, discover them. And we're the first great empire they have met, so they gave us 30 gold. How nice of them. So you can work on relations with them. You can give them gifts of gold. You can gift them a unit. There's other things you'll be able to do later on. And see, like, we're neutral with them now. Like, you can be friendly with them. You could also become allies with them, and then they'll occasionally give you gifts of units and all kinds of stuff. So it's pretty beneficial to get on good terms with city-states. So, and it's like, and I got $30, so it's good to discover them just for that. Another point is that it's nice to have a city on the ocean so that you can create. Ooh, found another ruin. It's good to have a city on the ocean so that you can make ships so that you can go out there and explore other continents, because more than likely it's not just this one continent that we're on. The maps are usually pretty big and there's going to be multiple stuff. Right where I'm standing is actually a nice place to start a city, because we got the ocean here and there's a wheat farm right next to it. So, well, wheat that you can turn into a farm, which would be really good for food production. So I may actually stick one there. It's not too far from this city. They'll connect nicely eventually. Let's see what we get here. Advanced technologies. Bam! Just learned masonry. Free gift. Nice. So we can clear marshes, construct quarries, make pyramids and walls. Pyramids are one of the wonders. They're going to have all these wonders. Right now, the pyramids are the only ones we can do. As you can see, it takes a ridiculous amount of turns because they're wonders. It's going to take a lot. But they also come with a lot of perks for getting them. So this early on, I don't like doing wonders. Some people do. Some people like to jump right into it like that. To me, I don't want to say that's a waste, but it's like there's more important things I could be doing, and I don't have the resources to be pouring into stuff like that. So, I mean, 37 turns, that's crazy. But after I built a couple of mines, stuff like that, now I got my workers.
But have not improved any tiles yet.
Yeah, I know,
Order your
lady.
worker
Shut
to-
up. Shut up. I kind of want to see what's over here, but I don't. We'll go a little bit. I kind of wanted to start looking over here, but what are you going to do? Alright, so we finally get to choose a new production. I think before I make settlers, especially since I only have 2 dudes, I'm going to start off with a monument. That's going to increase my culture. And we're about to be able to pick our first policy. This is our culture meter, and right now we're only gaining 1. So by making a monument, we're going to gain +2. So instead of 1 a turn, we'll get 3 a turn. That'll help us get to policies quicker.
Shall the clay say to him that
Yeah, okay. Alright, so, yeah, mine. Bam. Now, it's going to take 6 turns, but then it's going to give us +1 production. So everything else that we have to learn from this point on, or rather do with the city, will be increased. We also expanded for the first time. We're now over here. So that's nice. We're starting to grow our borders already. Spearmen. I'm glad I came up here. Huh? Ruins. This is why it's good to explore a lot, because you're not the only nation, and the first one to find it is the winner, basically. Especially for beginners, tradition is a great way to start out. It focuses on growth, and it's going to enable you to, if you got it later in the game, it would be not nearly as important. It wouldn't matter nearly as much. But really early in the game, it's a really good one to get. Typically, it's so far for both of them anyway. The 2 that I've done, that's what I started with. I don't claim to be an expert. My friend Pax is the expert on this game. He's spent over 220 hours, I think, total. So he knows what he's doing. Okay, calendar. Yeah, that's what we wanted because this is going to be my next spot. So, booyah. Next turn, sir. All right.
We have a unit that is on the verge of being destroyed.
We have a unit that is on the page. Blah, 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 blah. 80 gold. Well, that's cool, but I like technologies and stuff like that. It's a lot of money, though. 240 gold this early on. It's pretty good. That's what you get for being adventurous. Now, we can fortify the unit, which will make them heal. They also, if I'm not mistaken, they'll heal faster if they're in your actual territory, but don't quote me on that because I'm a Civ V noob. I just love this game. Uh-oh. We met a guy. I don't know why this guy's property is like, whenever you talk to someone, it's like the land behind them, I guess, is supposed to represent them, and his stuff is always on fire. I don't know what that's about, but whatever. How did we meet him? Where are his... Oh, there you go. Well, we know what direction they're coming from, at least. Ugh, now I gotta get through these forests. It's gonna take forever. Well, I guess this is as good a place as any to wrap it up, guys. I'm going to end it here because I'm already getting long-winded. But this is going to be a daily series. All this week, I'm just going to be posting Civ 5 like crazy. And hopefully that's enough time to get through one gameplay because this does take a while. So join us next time for more Civ 5. Join us tomorrow for more Civ 5. And I've always strayed away from daily videos, but yeah, today we're making it happen because I wanted to do this, but I didn't want it to take my channel like a month to do it. So it's happening this week, guys. Stay tuned for more.